In a cozy little house on a quiet street lived a curious and imaginative capybara named Capy. Capy was no ordinary capybara. He was always full of wonder, and his heart was filled with a constant thirst for adventure. He loved exploring the world, especially when the seasons changed, and each one brought something new to discover. One winter morning, Capy woke up to a magical sight. The world outside the window was covered in a blanket of fluffy white snow. His eyes widened with excitement as he quickly jumped out of bed. The snow glistened in the early morning light, and Capy could hardly wait to get outside. With a big stretch and a yawn, Capy pulled on his warm clothes, his fluffy scarf, soft mittens, and a cozy hat that kept his ears warm. The moment he stepped outside, the fresh snow under his feet made a satisfying crunching sound. The cold air filled his lungs as he took a deep breath. Capy giggled with joy, watching his breath form little clouds in the chilly morning. He waddled happily through the snow, making the first tracks in the freshly fallen snow. His tiny paws left little prints behind as he went, and each step felt like a tiny adventure. The soft snow crunched under his weight, and Capy loved that sound. He then knelt down, scooped up a handful of snow, and packed it into a round ball. With a grin, he began rolling it along the ground. The snowball grew bigger and bigger with each roll. "I'm going to make the biggest snowball ever," Capy said to himself, his eyes sparkling with excitement. The snowball grew taller than him as he kept rolling it, making his way through the snowy yard. He gave it a playful pat and stepped back to admire his work. Capy took a step back and marveled at the giant snowball. "Wow, this is huge!" he exclaimed, looking up at the snowball that towered over him. He took a deep breath, feeling proud of his creation, and then went on with his adventure. As Capy walked through the snow-covered park, he looked around, noticing how the trees were draped in a heavy blanket of snow. He walked under a large oak tree and decided to give it a gentle shake. With a soft whoosh, a shower of snowflakes fell, covering his head and shoulders. Capy laughed as he brushed the snow off, feeling the cool sensation on his fur. He continued exploring the park, marveling at how everything seemed to sparkle in the winter light. He spotted a stick sticking out from the snow. But this wasn't just any stick. It was the perfect stick for drawing in the snow. Capy's eyes lit up as he picked it up, excited about the idea of drawing. He knelt down in the snow and began to doodle. First, he drew a snowman with a scarf and carrot nose, then some snowflakes, and even a snow rabbit that hopped across the snowy ground. "I'm making a snow world," Capy giggled, drawing larger patterns as he went along. He created spirals, swirls, and even a map leading to a hidden treasure beneath the snow. He looked around, wondering where the treasure could be hiding. But just as Capy was about to continue drawing, a distant sound reached his ears. It was the soft jingle of bells, growing louder and closer with each passing moment. Capy's eyes widened with excitement as he turned around to see a beautiful horse-drawn sleigh approaching. The sleigh was filled with children wrapped in warm blankets, and the horse pulling it had a big, friendly smile. "Would you like a ride?" one of the children called out with a joyful voice. Capy's heart leaped with joy. He had always wanted to ride in a sleigh. He nodded eagerly, and the children welcomed him aboard. The moment Capy hopped onto the sleigh, he felt the rush of wind against his face. The sleigh glided smoothly across the snow-covered streets, with the rhythmic sound of the horse's hooves making a soft tapping sound against the snow. "Whee!" Capy shouted, feeling the excitement of the ride. The children laughed, and the sleigh seemed to glide faster and faster, like they were flying over a winter wonderland. As the sleigh ride came to a gentle stop, Capy hopped off, giving a thankful wave to his new friends. He continued on his snowy adventure, still filled with joy. He walked towards a large hill in the distance, its top dusted with a thick layer of snow. Capy's eyes sparkled as he thought of the perfect idea. With a mischievous grin, Capy scampered up the hill, his little paws making soft impressions in the snow. When he reached the top, he flopped onto his back, spreading his arms and legs wide. Slowly, he moved his limbs back and forth, making big snow angels that stretched out in every direction. He giggled as he admired his creation, feeling the soft, powdery snow against his fur. Capy lay there for a while, looking up at the sky. The clouds were turning pink and gold as the sun began to set. The soft colors of the sunset bathed the snowy landscape in a warm, golden glow. Capy's cheeks were rosy from the cold, but his heart was full of happiness. "I love this time of day," Capy said softly to himself. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the sky turned a deep shade of blue, and the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky. Capy felt a sense of contentment as he stood up and brushed the snow off his fur. He knew that his snowy adventure was coming to an end, but it had been a day full of magic and joy. Capy made his way back home, his paws crunching softly in the snow. When he arrived at his cozy little house, he kicked the snow off his boots and stepped inside, the warmth from the fireplace immediately enveloping him. With a contented sigh, Capy climbed into bed, pulling the covers up around him. His head was full of dreams of snowflakes, sleigh rides, and all the fun he had that day. As he closed his eyes, he knew that this snowy day had been a magical adventure, one that he would always remember. As Capy drifts off to sleep, all warm and content, we hope that you too are feeling peaceful and ready for a restful night. Remember, just like Capy, sometimes the best way to end a day is with a heart full of happiness and dreams of snowy adventures. If you enjoyed this journey with Capy, be sure to stay engaged with our channel so we can help you sleep like a capybara, calm, cozy, and completely relaxed. Sweet dreams, and until next time.